Welcome everyone to the next episode of Alexploring. I am here in what may be the most remote part of Ohio that I've been to so far. We are in Archbold, Ohio, which is in Fulton County. This is up in northwest Ohio, just west of Toledo. So we're going to take in a little sights of small town Ohio here, and we're at our first Ohio historical marker. I believe there is a total of 5 in Fulton County, and we'll be visiting all 5 of those today. So let's get started. All right, so the first one here is for the Ohio Art Company. Henry Simon Winsler, founder of the Ohio Art Company, was born in 1876 in the Winsler family home just north of this site in Burlington. As a young man, he opened a dental practice in 1900 in the Murbach building in Archbold on the corner of North Defiance and East Holland Streets. Making a dramatic career change 8 years later, Winsler, inspired by an oval mirror in his aunt's clothing store, started a company that manufactured picture frames. Calling it the Ohio Art Company, venture capital came from Winsler's Hub Grocery that he opened in August 1908, located on North Defiance Street. His picture frame company was opened in the Sporley and Bayer building a few doors down on the same street. And as you can see here, we're right by a railroad track. To keep up with the rapidly growing demand for his frames, Henry Winsler expanded the company into the Opera House and the B.P. Mary drugstore building in early 1909. Each of Henry's businesses locations were all within this block in Archbold. Then in about 1911, he wanted to expand his business further and sought a loan from a local bank to refinance the venture. When the bank wanted too much of his business in return, Winsler turned to private financing and received enough to move the Ohio Art Company building on High Street in Bryan, where operations continued. In 1914, with the advent of World War I and an embargo in Germany, the Ohio Art Company joined the toy manufacturing business and acquired lithography equipment to print on metal surfaces. Ohio Art is best known for the world-famous Etch-a-Sketch, first manufactured in 1960. Hopefully you heard that as the train finally comes through here. But yeah, here we are in Archbold, Ohio, home of the Etch-a-Sketch. All right, so wanted to stop by this corner real quick. As you can see, there's this really cool Archbold mural here, right at the Defiance and Stryker Street. So let's get back to the car and let's visit our next stop. All right, so we're just north of Archbold now at Sauder Village, home of the first historical marker in Fulton County, dedicated to Erie J. Sauder, a pioneer furniture manufacturer and philanthropist. Erie J. Sauder, from 1904 to 1997, was born and reared on a farm in Archbold. With the help of his wife Leona, he began woodworking in their town barn in 1934, crafting tables and church pews. The Sauder Woodworking Company grew quickly. Sauder's 1951 invention of an easily shipped table kit heralded the modern ready-to-assemble furniture industry and firmly established the company as one of Fulton County's primary employers. In 1976, Sauder founded the Sauder Village to interpret 19th century rural lifestyles in the Black Swamp region. which we are at. And you can see some of the buildings here from the historical village, which we'll have to come back and check out during the summertime when it's nice and warm. It's very cool. Home of the ready to assemble furniture. All right, let's head to our next stop. All right, we are at the Goll State Nature Preserve, where we find our next um, Ohio historical marker celebrating Goll Woods. So, in 1836, Peter Goll, who lived from 1808 to 1896, Catherine Margette Goll, who lived from 1813 to 1903, and son Peter Jr. Goll, who lived from 1834 to 1915, arrived in German Township, Fulton County, from Grand Charmont, France. The next year, Goll purchased 80 acres along the Ons des Feds, or Bean Creek, from the General Land Office in Lima, Ohio. The creek was renamed to the Tiffin River for Edward Tiffin, Surveyor General, Senator, and Ohio's first governor. The Goll farm grew to more than 600 acres. In 1966, Florence Lewis, who lived from 1891 to 1987, Peter Goll's great-granddaughter, sold her share to the state of Ohio, and it became the Goll State Nature Preserve in 1974, a forested remainder of the Great Black Swamp. Goll Woods was named a National Natural Landmark also in 1974. The Goll Homestead was listed on the National Register of Historic Places. All right, so just right in the middle of literally nowhere, we have this beautiful state nature preserve, lots of woods, hiking trails. Come check it out. We have 2 more stops left here in Fulton County, so let's hit the road and get going. All right, we're at our second to last stop here. It's right on the Ohio-Michigan border. Had to park on the side of the highway here. Be careful reaching this one, but it has to do with the state border. So let's check this out. All right, so this historical marker is all about the 1915 Ohio-Michigan State Line Survey. Between July 12th and October 26, 1915, Samuel Stinson Gannett, geographer of the United States Geological Survey, and crew retraced and surveyed the Ohio and Michigan state line. Working with a transit and dragging a 300-foot steel tape, the crew surveyed 69.92 miles and set 72 granite monuments. The 700-pound monuments are 5 feet 6 inches tall and cost $18 a piece, including delivery from Mount Airy, North Carolina. The top 18 inches were cut and carved by Lloyd Brothers in Toledo. Once the survey was complete and put an end to one of the greatest disputes over a state line in the history of the United States. All right, let's get off of this highway here. You can see Michigan sign. Let's get back into the car. Let's head to the final historical marker in Fulton County. All right, we're now just outside of Lyons, Ohio, at our last marker, but make sure to like and subscribe, follow me for more Ohio history, historical markers, etc. So with that being said, here's our final Ohio historical marker. All right, so here's the final historical marker in Fulton County. commemorating the Battle of Phillips Corner. The Battle of Phillips Corner took place on April 26, 1835, and is sometimes referred to as the Toledo War. The altercation began when Ohio Governor Robert Lucas sent a survey party to remark the 1817 William Harris survey line located on land claimed by Michigan Territory. When the survey party stopped to rest on land owned by Colonel Eli Phillips of the Michigan Militia, under Sheriff William McNair, formed a posse of local deputies acting under authority of Michigan Territory Governor Stevens Mason. McNair and his force attempted to arrest the survey party for illegal trespass on the Michigan Territory. The three Ohio boundary commissioners escaped, accompanied by Colonel Sibreed Dodge of the Ohio Corps of Engineers and Pennsylvania, an Ohio Canal surveyor and engineer. Shots were fired in the direction of the surveyors, but no one was killed or wounded. However, 9 members of the armed party were arrested. So let's see if there's another side. Okay, so this is going to give us kind of some background information on the Ohio-Michigan Boundary War. The Northwest Ordinance of 1787 defined the boundary of the northern and southern tier of states to be carved out of the Northwest Territory as a line drawn east from the southernmost tip of Lake Michigan until it intersects Lake Erie. Controversy over the exact location of the line led to the 1834-37 boundary dispute began between the state of Ohio and Michigan Territory. Passions ran high as everyone on both sides of the boundary knew that a great port city, aka Toledo, would emerge in the disputed territory. President Andrew Jackson settled the dispute in 1836 when he signed an act that recognized the current 18 border between Ohio and Michigan, giving Michigan 9,000 square miles of Upper Peninsula land and awarding the square miles of awarding the distributed strip of approximately 470 square miles to Ohio. Michigan then joined the nation as a state the following year.